What's up, everybody? I just wanted to make a quick little video about what I see right now in our meme stocks, good old GameStop and AMC, as well as IWM. So it is pretty interesting. You're going to want to hear it. But before I go forward, as always, investing and trading involves risk, and it is up to you to maintain a level of risk management that works for you and your budget. I will not tell you when to sell or buy any securities, and I am not a financial advisor. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring up the first portion. So, what I'm looking at right here is our AMC chart, our daily, and I have the setup of the 200 moving average, the 50 moving average, and the 9 moving average. Now, what has been more intriguing to me is where we have broken over this 50 moving average. A while back, I tweeted about this falling wedge that we were in, and it had seemed that we broke out of it. The biggest part was where we actually test that. So when we actually test that breakout and then see a continuation, that is more of a confirmation of a breakout. So we ended up seeing that. Now, that being said, we definitely have followed some patterns moving into the days and into the weeks. We have definitely had some big days where we were highly shorted. So before I go forward and do any of this, like I said, this is the AMC daily, and I'm looking at this break over the 50 moving average. I'm looking at our rise on RSI. I'm looking at us pushing for this MACD to actually be above baseline, which would be good. And as you can see, we have some very, very good ascending volume. So being above a 50 moving average, or any moving average at that matter, is always bullish. There's always two things in the market. You got greed, you got fear. You got supply, you got demand. You got bearish, you got bullish. You got positive, and you got negative. Well, in that case, that's where we're at. Anytime you're above a certain moving average, that would be positive. Anytime you're under a moving average, that would be negative. So the fact that we have popped over our 50 moving average for the first time since November 22nd of last year. What's very intriguing is the fact that I noticed a trend. So I'm going to pull up my trend lines. The first picture you saw wasn't without them. Here you go. So here's our wedge, the falling wedge that we broke out of, and we broke out about February 1st, and then looks like just January 31st as well was when that breakout day was. And then we retested that wedge on the 3rd of February. Now, if you notice, going from the candle on the 27th and 28th up to that breakout, notice the trend line. There's a certain trend that it's been respecting. It did it 3 times. It rejected it, and then we pushed over it again. Now, key point about this rejection area is if you tie in data, so data for the 4th of March through the 8th, that was a Friday and then a Monday, Tuesday, those 3 days actually were highly shorted, heavy shorted. As a matter of fact, let's see, the 4th was 68%, the 7th was 66%, and the 8th was only at 47%, but the market kind of took a little spanking that day too, so I think they kind of like utilized the drop of the market to do that. Anyway, the biggest part of that is that data shows that that's where they were heavily shorting it. I mean, they're always heavily shorting it, but notice this purple trend line, this horizontal purple trend line. This purple trend line is the high of January, so 2036. We have been respecting that trend line as we're going up through this wedge. Now, for this wedge that we're looking at, or this ascending triangle, I'm not 100% sure if the most pressure is up at that 2036, that high of January, or if it's up on the actual Fibonacci, which is 2396, the OG Fibonacci from back in June. I don't know. What I do know is that we are in a new trend. We confirmed breakout from that falling wedge, and we're seeing that trend, not only in AMC, but we're starting to see that in IWM, and we're starting to see that in GameStop as well. So all charts, your daily and the 4-hour for all three of these guys, broke out of your 50 moving average on the daily, and on your 4-hour, the same thing. The same thing with this 4-hour. We had a rejection point where they did short it the most, right at that 200 moving average. And that's what they do. That's what they do. They apply pressure at resistance areas. So these walls that you see, they were all in all likelihood, as the days were going by from the 1st of March out to the 4th, they were applying pressure at resistance, which was our 200 moving average. So eventually they shorted it down and they broke us out. But what we ended up forming was this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern, breaking out over this 200 moving average on the 4-hour. And then now we are seeming to flag a little on that 2036 range. And then also on your 4-hour, you are looking at a potential of our 50 moving average breaking over the 200. Bullish. We're trading above the 200. We haven't done that since November. That's bullish. I like that. But not only are we trading above those, IWM is, GameStop is, and AMC is as well. Data doesn't lie. Data tells us stories. TA kind of helps, but this is an example of mixing TA with data and seeing where pressure might have been, seeing that they shorted it pretty bad in these areas, and then the way that we reacted. We probably reacted because we're in a new trend. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where we're going to end up going. I don't know how tight this channel is going to be. I don't know if we go on a continuation, but I am seeing a lot of similarity. I am seeing a lot of price action above things that make them bullish. So that's where I'm at. I just wanted to stop by and let people know I'm pretty jacked, especially if this works out to our advantage and we do see some moves that are going to play out on the bullish side. So, no dates, no prices, no nothing. I'm just saying what I see. And if what I see is what I think, then I'm pretty excited for the weeks to come. And I hope you guys are too. So, take care, guys and gals. I'll see you later.